After fucking forever, I finally PB'd with 1249, which is my first sub 15. My previous PB was 1634. And this time, I'm pretty happy with it, I think. I mean, I played it quite poorly, which you'll see later in the run, but it's still a pretty good time. The first thing you'll probably notice is that I'm running wall, so I just have 4 instances running all at once. It maximizes reset efficiency, which is really useful, and it just makes the game easier to play. So this seed, I see the shipwreck, so I decided to play it. I mean, this is a pretty typical ocean seed, there's nothing much to talk about, you just get your tools and go over. This seed is, I mean, the overworld's pretty average, but the nether is really fucking good. So yeah, I fuck up crafting a bit. I use recipe book to craft wood axe because it's slightly faster. Like, it's an incremental time save, but it's like 0.5 seconds faster. And it's also just like less stressful on the hand, so why not? I normally get 7 logs at an island, because then I have 18, which allows me to craft beds and still have a bit extra. But here I only get 14s, which is less than ideal, but I'll still be able to probably get wood later in the run if I spawn in like a forest in the nether, or just like blind on an island or forest. Here I'm just looking for a magma ravine. I have hitboxes on, but I'm unable to see any kelp, which is bad, so I consider resetting at like around this point. I decide to check the loot. If it's bad, then I just reset, but this is pretty good. I get enough gold for a shovel and an axe probably, and have enough iron for all the tools necessary. I also get fucking XQC bread. I have like 20 bread or something. Here I get a dolphin, which makes me travel slightly faster, and I see the ravine. It's a magma ravine, so I decide to play it. I don't have a timer. In the VOD, you'll see I had a timer earlier in the VOD, but for some reason, I close the timer, and then, so this run is just timerless in the VOD, so I'll just put it in post or something. I get pretty slightly above average flint rates. Make the bucket, make flint steel. Pretty average enter. I do a weird version of cobble skip. Everyone picks up the lava and then breaks the block, but I just place water and then cobble skip with that. No one does it, but it's better for it when it's 1 deep. It's slightly faster than the other cobble skip. Because here I spawn in a basalt. I fuck up the pie chart, so it doesn't show spawners or anything. Here I just look. I'm looking for terrain. I see the bastion in the bottom right. So and I see the terrain goes up here, so I just decide to go. And around here, I see the fortress, and this is around when nerves kick in. You can see the bastion extremely close, and I already see the fortress, and that's how I know the seed is fucking juiced. I'm looking for the spawner around here, so as soon as I leave the bastion, I'm able to head to the spawner, but I can't really see it, so I just decide to go to the bastion. I don't really have blocks, so I try to get some, and I actually stumble there, and I fuck up the placing. I could have used magma, but I just didn't want to. I just tried to get netherrack and it didn't work out. I also had thorns on one of my pieces of armor, which I didn't realize, which is why all the piglins are aggro. So, I mean, it definitely was problematic because I lost like 10 seconds or something. This bastion split, by the way, it's like 2 minutes long. It's played completely horribly. It's such a bad bastion split. It's a double triple, but I still play this horrendously. I decided to check the other side. I carry a bit of gold on me in case there's any piglins on the other side about to aggro. I block it off. I get the gold blocks. This gold is more than enough if I pull the trades. I throw a bit to try and distract them. I throw probably a bit too much because none of those guys end up following me. I still don't take off the thorns. I don't think I realized that I had thorns. I just keep on aggroing some of the guys, which just makes trading slightly slower. Here, I'm just too lazy to fast loot, and I have a gold axe, so I just decide to break the chest. I get a lot of gold, so I decide to go down to trade more. I nearly die here. If thorns procced, I probably could have died. I nearly get shot by the guy as well, so I just turtle in. I try to clear my inventory while it trades. There's just a bunch of guys outside here, so I play this super safe. Yeah, so the rest of this bastion is pretty standard. I put the grapple on. I still haven't checked the other side of the chest, which I forgot to do. I throw the obby here to try and force an obby. I nearly die here. I just turtle in successfully. This guy, I thought I thorns him, so I just lava'd him. Here I realize I haven't checked the triple chest on the other side, so I decide to go check. I only have 5 obby at this moment, so I still need 10, and there I pulled a 10 obby, and at this point I decided to go. I look for the spawner. There's no point in doing Pydar, because the fortress is literally right here, and it's completely exposed. I see the fortress there, so I pearl. My inventory is a complete mess, so I plan on organizing the inventory once I get to the blaze spawner. You might hear that there's more blazes on the right, which is because I did hear that, but I thought it was only like maybe one stray, and I just decided to focus on breaking the spawner first and going for the stray later. But what you'll see later is that it's actually another blaze spawner. It was a double spawner, so I actually wasted quite a lot of time not checking the double spawner because it would have messed up some of the spawns. Here I just decide to break out the spawner because I don't have enough string for a blaze bed. I think I only have like 36 string and enough for 1 anchor, so unless I go to like the library or find sheep, I won't be able to have enough beds to kill the dragon, so I decide to not blaze bed. Here I go down to visit the second spawner, kill the blazes. I believe I get pretty average rates in this run. I go 7 out of 13, which is slightly above average, but it isn't ideal, but it's fine. These blaze spawns are also decent. I'm gonna get 2 here, and also I got like 6 on the other spawner because there were 2 cycles. Here my axe breaks, so I have to do this. I accidentally craft 2 axes, which means I can't craft shears, so if I do find sheep in the overworld, I'll just have to manually kill them, and I won't be able to shear them. The spawns here, they spawn quite frequently because it's a double spawner, but like the amount of spawns isn't ideal. It's like 1 or maybe 2 spawns. I'm on 6 now, so I plan on blinding. I go up here because the spawner at the bottom just spawned its blazes, so I expect the second spawner to have another cycle by now, but the spawner below actually has a faster cycle. Unfortunately, I run out of fire res because I only got 1 from the bastion, and there's quite a lot here, so I struggle with like fighting these blazes. I feel like a little shoulder peek there. At this point, I just decide there's another cycle, and I don't want to get like squashed between the blazes, so I just decide to take the damage. I don't really want to go through the blazes again, so I just dig through. Block myself in. I believe this is barely a sub 8 blind. If I played the bastion well and left on 6, this probably could have easily been like a sub 7 blind, but unfortunately it's not. I just go in here and dig up. I dig up here by placing, or after this, I dig up by placing 1 block immediately after, which is incrementally faster. A lot of runners don't do it, but it's just a free time save. There's no reason not to do it. Unfortunately, I have to dig down, which is quite a time loss. I see I'm on a beach though, which is quite good because there's a chance it leads to an ocean, which would mean which would be quite a major time save. Go to surface here to do a distance estimate. So this is like pointing along the coast, so I'm quite hopeful, but it's still like on land. So if it's like right here, I just do a distance estimation. This distance estimation isn't ideal, but it's still a substantial change. So it was only like around 3 jumps, but it was still an extremely good angle change. And the reason I didn't do like 4 jumps is because it was pretty much on the coast and I wanted to just high roll ocean exposed. So because of that distance estimate, I'm assuming it's on the island I see in front of me. I try to look for it being ocean exposed, maybe like jutting out a bit of the island. One mistake I do here is that I don't 2RD for dolphin. It's a free time save if I follow dolphin because dolphins are like quite quite fast, quite a bit faster than a boat. I go a little bit to the right here to see how large the angle changes, which is quite slow. I probably should have just pearled on the island, but I just go over here. I toggle my chunk borders. I leave that eye there because I have spare and I can just do it. I throw the second eye here, and I know it's the next chunk over because of 8-8. And I go over, I TLN throw even though there's absolutely no reason to, just to like triple check, but whatever. I'm digging down here at sub 10, which is quite good. I see the creeper, so I fucking turtle in. I go through like 3 caves while digging down, which is quite surprising, yeah. It's cave exposed, the starter staircase. I nav this quite well. It's a turn in mid, so I don't want to go there. Here, ideally I probably should have gone the 5-way, but I see the staircase and I just decided why not to check, and fortunately it was there. I believe this is around a 10:30 enter, which is sub 12 pace if I pull a 1 in 13. But if you looked at the title, I didn't. It's like a 2-minute end fight, which is less than ideal, but it's still a pretty good run. Still hit a sub 13. Here, if I wanted to, I could have crafted a bow and then half bow, but I just wanted to high roll. You'll see my crafting's really slow because I was really nervous. I had yet to get a sub 15, so I played really safe, and I also had no spare beds. I had to hit the 3-bed 1 anchor, otherwise I would have choked the run. Here I just back off far to increase the odds of perching, and there's nothing really much to talk about. I just sit here for 2 minutes hoping the dragon perches. Ideally, I probably should have gone further out, but I was nervous and I just wanted to stay close. Here, I'm not sure if I properly read the perch. I thought it was a perch, so I went in, but unfortunately it wasn't. I don't really get fireballed, surprisingly. Usually you'd expect to get fireballed once or twice, but the dragon just kept on visiting nodes, which was surprising. Here, this time I'm almost certain it's a perch. I check for the snap and then I pearl. And unfortunately the dragon's really good hiding, so I'm able to get a good first bed, good second bed, good third bed, and I'm able to finish. I probably could have 3+1 if I had a 4th bed, but since I have an anchor, I just decided to wait for the turn. And fortunately, I finished up the run, 12:49, which is like a nearly 4-minute time save from my previous PB, and I'm really happy with this run. I definitely played this really poorly, but I feel like I can definitely improve it. So, I mean, the run's over. I do like /speed/data pack list, the stuff to get the run verified. So yeah, 12.82, converted to seconds, 12:49. The run will probably be retimed to like, it might get retimed higher or lower, but still it'll probably be sub 13.